If you are new to make.com or have very loose understanding of how it works, I made a video here that walks through the basic overview of how the menu items are laid out, what scenarios mean, teams, users, all that stuff. So take a look at this video for just a brief understanding of the structure of the backend and dashboard of make.com. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Chris. I am the owner of Boolean Automation. We're an automation consulting company that uses no-code tools like Make that you're watching to help streamline business processes. So if that's of value, you can like the video, subscribe to the channel. I work specifically with painting companies at the moment. So if you're a painting company, we've got courses, automation, templates, and everything imaginable to streamline your business operations. So if you're in the painting world, I'd love to connect. If you're just a home service company or a business person, you're going to find value in these videos because we focusing on streamlining business processes and eliminating the busy data entry to ultimately free you up to do what you love. So first thing, make.com, it is a no-code automation tool that allows you to connect apps to each other. And the first thing that I always like to just jump in is obviously you're going to make an account. I'm going to just walk through the basic setups here of the way that the dashboard and stuff is set up. So you have your team. If you have other people that you're going to add, you can navigate to the team section here. At the organization level, this is where you're going to add other people in your business. So you can create multiple teams of people and then share scenarios with certain teams. Or you can go to this user tab and you can invite other people in the business to your organization. One thing I always suggest right away is to jump into organization settings and then change your organization name to the name of your business. So, because I think by default, it just says my organization. So you can go in and set that up. The scenarios tab here is where you can come in and each individual automation is what Make calls a scenario. So your scenarios here will have a breakdown of every single folder, or where you create folders to put the scenarios in. But any given scenario, if I just click on this, when I open up a scenario, that's where you're going to actually see the map and the modules that are of the automation itself. Templates, if you're brand new, this is a great way to just kind of grab one and see some very simple things that you can do with Make. But it's got all sorts of things that you can automatically forward emails to each other. You can use Google Sheets to have subscribers get added to MailChimp, all sorts of interesting things. You might also have team templates. Or if you, like in our case, we're at Boolean, we work with painting companies to automate business processes. So we have a number of templates of the processes that we've built that we can then share with people to make the building out of their automations a little more fast and efficient. The connection tab over here is where you're going to see the various apps or applications that you have integrated with. So in our case, we have many, many different clients and tools that we integrate with. And this kind of just shows you an overview of all the connections. You don't actually connect to apps in here. This is just one place that you can go and see all of the different applications. If certain applications like Google Drive, you might have a bunch of Google Drive applications because each individual user gets its own connection. So if you ever need to come back and reauthorize the account because something, you can do that here. And then this eye icon is what scopes you have or permissions you have in that particular integration. So on any one of these, I could just click verify, and it would say, yep, I'm still connected. If there was an account that you verified and you'd see a little X, that would mean that you potentially need to reauthorize and set up a new password or enter your new password in there. And then if you needed to delete a connection for some reason, maybe you're not using a particular account, you can obviously delete that here. Webhooks, this is where all the places that you will create webhooks to receive data from a different application. So not all modules and apps require the use of webhooks, but webhooks is a super common process that you use in automation. And I actually have a separate video that I'll link for you to go check out. But if you're not familiar with webhooks, I'll go over in depth on like what webhooks are and how to use them. But basically, this just keeps track of all the webhooks that you create in your account. And these are all the different ways that someone can send, like the different apps that can send data directly to specific webhooks that you have listed here. And then get into keys would be if you're wanting to make your automations more secure. So you can add in public or private keys that prevent or would require only like authenticated users or data that's being sent to work inside of your automations. And then devices, I don't use devices. It's not very common. Data stores, this is where you can create essentially like a mini database inside of Make that can then be referenced in between different scenarios. So you can have a database where you add emails to, or a lookup of some sort to, and then you can reference that data in different scenarios. So this is a very useful thing. Data structures go inside of data stores, and that's here. All of the data structures and stores you set up inside of scenarios. In fact, most of the things in here, most of like the setup actually happens inside of a scenario. But yeah, that's the basic overview there. And then they do have just some recommended templates, some tutorials on common tools that you're going to be using that you can watch here. And then the My Apps page here, this is if you wanted to, it's literally make like a custom app. This is more advanced, but you can build an app that then is referenced in other automations, just like a regular module would be. So that is a super quick overview. I guess the only other thing that might be useful to cover would be when you are like as far as subscription goes, so you can subscribe to whichever one makes sense or meets your needs, but then you choose which number or which payment, or sorry, in any one of these, you have a basic number of operations, and an operation is a single task inside of an automation. So I showed a glamp of a automation that we had built in before, and it's an operation would be every single modification of data or step in the process counts as one operation. So you could have one automation that runs, but there might be 50 or 60 operations that happen inside of that one automation. So you can keep a certain tier of subscription, but then you can increase your operations accordingly. So as you can see, we have quite a few operations that we use here because we manage a lot of different accounts in here. But yeah, you can slowly tier up. I always recommend just get the one that, like the cheapest one that meets your needs, and then you can step up as the as needed. What I do recommend for people that go through my course is that you use the pro level account, and then just use the whatever the basic number of operations per year, which I think it comes out to about 10,000 per month. So, and the reason for this is because it gives you access to data stores and structures, which we use often in our courses. And then you've got, payments. All these are just settings for the entire account. And yeah, I think that's a pretty good overview. In the next video, I'll walk through like how do we actually build a scenario, connect things and whatnot. So stick around for that. Thanks so much for watching. I hope this was valuable. Again, please like the video, subscribe for more content like this, and we'll see you next time. This is Chris with Boolean, where we free you up to do what you love.